Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of SoTellUs Time. This is take 3 of this podcast. This is how dedicated we are to you guys. We were having some audio issues. You know, I've been having computer issues this week. If you're following us on Instagram, if you're not, go to instagram.com/SoTellUs. It has been just a crazy week, and we literally have tried to record this podcast 2 other times now. This is the 3rd time, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work, Troy. Fingers crossed. We're so excited. Today, we're going to be talking about don't miss the opportunity. What are we talking about with don't miss the opportunity? Well, there's 2 opportunities available to you, and we've talked about them in the past, but a lot of people thought that they were gone. These opportunities were gone, but they're not. The first thing we're going to talk to you about real quickly today is the Paycheck Protection Program. So if you haven't gotten the Paycheck Protection Program, you need to be looking into this again. And we've got some stats, but that's not the main thing. The biggest thing that we're going to be talking about is the SBA's disaster relief loans that they've got going on right now. And this is huge. Don't skip. Don't think, oh, this isn't for me. This podcast is going to be awesome for you. You want to know this information. So first, Troy, let's talk about the Paycheck Protection Program. What has changed?
Well, first off, we know that name was created by a government official because no marketer would have been like, yeah, let's call it the Paycheck Protection Program.
Yeah,
otherwise known as the PPP.
Pip.
So anyways, the Paycheck Protection Program, if you don't know what it is, basically the government said, hey, we're going to give you some money that you can utilize to pay your employees, to keep your employees working. And then if you do that and you follow all the rules, there's some forgiveness for that loan.
Yep.
Right? So the problem was that they put out a bunch of money and the banks gave it all out to these really big companies.
Billions.
Yeah, billions of dollars given out to really big companies. And there was nothing left for the little guys.
Yep.
They came back and the Treasury said, nope, that can't happen. And they had to give the money back.
Yep.
And so, but during that time, the government, was getting more money approved.
Yep.
So now there's actually money that was returned plus the extra money. So there's a surplus going on.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people, so you may have applied for the Paycheck Protection Program and not gotten anything. You need to go back and look into this now because there's money there.
Right, exactly. So you might have been denied, but there is money now, so go and check it out. So here's some of the things that have changed just in the last week or so. First off, it was originally set up so that they would cover 8 weeks. From the minute you got the loan, 8 weeks from then, like any payroll paid during that period could be forgiven.
That's awesome.
They've extended that out to 24 weeks.
That's amazing.
So that's huge.
You can make payroll for 24 weeks with this money, right?
Yes, that's what awesome. I understand. Now, again, we are not attorneys. Yes. We are not accountants. We are not financial planners. So make sure you talk to the experts.
Yep, and research this yourself.
But we're just telling you what we know.
Yep.
So the other thing was that originally what they said was, hey, 75% of this money has to be used for payroll specifically. Wow. And then some other money can be used for like rent and a couple other things.
Yeah.
They've changed that to now it only has to be 60%.
Wow.
Of it has to be used for payroll, and
that's
the
awesome.
Other could be used for other parts.
That's great.
So that's really good. It gives you a little more freedom there. Another thing that changed was originally you had 2 years. It matured in 2 years. So you had to, if anything that wasn't forgiven, money that wasn't forgiven had to be paid back in 2 years. Now they've extended that out to 5 years.
That's right.
So you got a little bit more time.
So let's talk about that real quick. What that means is you're going to be given X amount of dollars, right? And you're going to utilize it for what you believe is going to be forgiven, right? Payroll and some of these other things, rents and things like that. If they determine that any of that money wasn't spent on the approved things, then it turns into a loan that comes in at like what, 1% or something
1%,
like that?
Yeah.
Again, you'll have to research it yourself, but it's a super low loan. So let's say you use 98% of it for the right stuff, and 2% of it, they say, well, actually, you didn't utilize that for the right stuff, so now you have a 1% loan on that. Well, you have 5 years to pay that off, which is awesome.
Exactly. And then the other thing they did too was one of the problems with it and what people were concerned with was not only do you have to apply for it, get the loan, but then you have to apply for forgiveness.
Yeah.
And they said, well, and the way it was originally written was you, like within a couple of months, you had to start making payments.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, wait a minute. If you haven't like gone through my forgiveness application and let me know what's forgiven or not, I'm going to have to start making payments, right? Even though it may be forgiven. So what they've done is they've extended that out. And I believe it is like a period of 10 months. So like if you are if you have submitted your forgiveness application and it hasn't been approved or denied yet, you don't have to start making payments.
Yeah, because how would you even know? How would you even know how much you're supposed to pay?
Yeah, exactly. So this is a great.
It covers them too.
Yes, exactly. And it's a really great program, especially if you have employees and you kept them on and you've been paying them, to work for the company. Again, there are some stipulations about like if you can't be laying people off during that period of time and all that kind of stuff. So again, learn all the rules. But if you do have employees, you've kept your employees, this is definitely some money that can help out your business.
How do they find out more about this?
So the way what you want to do is you want to probably start with your bank. Because that's who's kind of managing the application process. So go to your bank and you can do it through there. They've actually opened it up a little bit farther now. And even like QuickBooks, if you have a QuickBooks account, QuickBooks is doing SBA loans. PayPal is doing SBA loans.
Awesome.
So I would start with your bank first, and then you could also try some of those other places as well.
Great. That's awesome. See, that's really good information. And now let's jump into the really exciting part of it, which is when I was looking, I was like the Disaster Relief Fund. I know they've changed the name because a lot of this, it's funny, they actually started giving money out in all these different programs, and then they started changing things, and then they started updating the rules and all this stuff. So it's a little bit crazy, but this is actually really cool. So let's talk about what this is, Troy.
Yeah, so this is the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan.
What a great name, right?
Yes, I mean, it's the, was it EIDL?
Does the government not have anybody in marketing?
No, they don't have to market because they can just take whatever they want of our paychecks.
That's right.
They don't have to market to us for us to give them our check.
Yeah, they're like a partner in everybody's company.
Yes, so it's called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. When it first started, it was like, hey, here's $10,000 that you can get for your business and you don't have to pay it back. Yeah. And we were all super excited.
Super stoked.
We all applied for it and no one got it.
Yeah, nobody got it.
And then they changed it and said, oh yeah, just kidding, haha. It's going to be, you can get $1,000 per employee, or if you're a self-employed person, you can get $1,000 for you.
Yeah, and I only know one person. Personally, I know one person who got $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. And it's the same person. So that didn't work very well either. So now they've changed it into more of a loan.
Yeah.
That you can get for your business. So what's really interesting about it is it's got some really good, there's some really good parts of it. Yeah. So for example, the interest rate is 3.75% interest.
And just understand, we're sharing this with you because we're excited about it. And this is really good information that can help all these small businesses. So hopefully you guys start to get excited as we talk about this more.
Yeah, so the interest rate is pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's not for 2 years, 5 years. It's a 30-year term.
That's amazing.
So I want you to think about like, okay, if I borrow, $50,000 and I spread that over 30 years.
Your payment's nothing.
Yeah, your payment's going to be very, very small on that loan.
That's awesome.
Right? And the other thing they added in was because they know a lot of businesses are really suffering right now, and that's the whole point of this. So they did 12 months of no payments.
That's amazing. So you get the money, you can utilize it in your business, make money with this money, and then start paying it back.
Yeah. And then
that's phenomenal.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts is this, that they said that loans that are less than $200,000 can be approved with no personal guarantee. Now, I don't think that means automatically you're approved with no personal guarantee, but they can be approved with no personal guarantee, which is huge.
Yeah, that is huge because that's a big reason why Troy and I haven't gone to banks to get loans. Banks have actually come to us and offered our business loans, with SoTellUs especially. And in fact, one bank said, how much do you want? Like, what do you want? We will loan you whatever you want. And the big thing behind it is personal guarantees. I don't like that because my business should be separate from my home life. And that's how I run my life, is business is here and home life is here. And so when I'm taking this money, I'm not just putting my business on the line. I'm putting everything on the line. My home, my cars, my toys, my properties, everything, all my assets, including my own asset, is on the line, right?
Right.
So I just think I've never liked that. So what's cool about this is under $200,000, you can be approved without a personal guarantee. And I'll tell you right now, we have 3 businesses that have been offered the money at this point. 2 of those businesses were offered $50,000 each, and the other business was offered $150,000. So the 3 combined, that's $250,000 that's going to be at a 3.75% interest rate. It's a 30-year term and no payments for 12 months. See, we're going to be intentional with this money. right?
Right.
We know what we're going to spend this money on. We have a game plan, and it's going to make us money. We are just pouring fuel on the fire that is already burning to make it blaze bigger. So we are going to be making money off of this money. And I mean, shoot, we probably have it paid back before we ever even had to make a first payment, because it's going to be making us money, and we already know. So that's really exciting. What else?
Yeah. So there's also no prepayment fees.
That's really big
meaning
too.
that, like what you just said, like let's say you can utilize the money, you can grow your business, and you can pay it off in a year or 2 years. There's no penalty for doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome, because there's a lot of loans out there that do. If you don't read the fine print, you got a prepayment penalty, and it can be pretty big.
Yes, exactly.
So this really truly was a program set up to help small businesses, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm really like thankful for it. I think like, hey, yeah, am I paying interest? Is the government, are they going to be making money off of this, right? Yeah, of course, it's a loan, but it's a small interest loan, and it really can help businesses, especially after the last few months of COVID and now rioting. People's businesses are being destroyed.
Yeah.
They're really being affected, right? And so this is a way that you can access money where maybe even in the past you weren't able to access the money. I know a lot of small business owners who have said, like, I can't get loans. The banks just won't approve me for them. Well, they've got so much money in a surplus that they are wanting to give it away. They are very easily giving it away, right?
Yeah. And that's why we're talking about this right now, is because it's probably easier for small businesses to get a loan right now than in I don't know how long.
Yep.
So you should definitely be looking at that and looking at how can you directly increase the revenue with this loan, money. So, because that's really important. Like Trevor said, a lot of businesses have not been able to get loans at all, let alone get a loan that says, hey, you don't even have to pay us anything for the next 12 months. Like, what bank have you ever gone to that said, yeah, absolutely, let me get out my checkbook, write you a check, and don't worry about making a payment for a year?
Yeah, I mean, most people get super stoked when they get a car and they don't have to make their first payment for like 3 months.
Yes.
They're super excited about that. Well, think about this. You've got a lot of money being offered to you, or a decent amount of money based on how much your company makes and such, and it doesn't have to have its first payment made for 12 months. That's huge.
Yeah,
but you need to be intentional with the money, right?
Right.
You need to have a game plan.
Yeah, really important, because there are regulations with these loans, so you need to make sure that you understand them.
Yes.
You can't just get the loan, write yourself a check, and put it in your savings account.
No.
Because that's against the rules.
Yeah. Research this, because normally with loans, you can almost do anything you want for a business with a business loan. You can buy vehicles, you can expand your office space. There's all sorts of things. Well, you can't do that with this type of loan.
Right. So you got to know the rules and regulations and make sure that you're following them.
Yep.
But again, and like we talked about, Trevor, this is a great way for you to get money for your business. Now you may say, well, how does this compare to like getting an investment? And, we've talked about investments for a long time.
Yeah.
We've had lots of people who have tried to invest in our company.
Yes.
We've had lots of people that have trying to buy our company.
Yep.
I've been shocked at how many people that have contacted us to buy our company during this period.
During COVID.
Right?
It's crazy.
And that's the thing. Like with an investment, sure, you're getting money, but you got to give up ownership in the company. And also, a lot of investment groups, they want 10 times their money back.
It's crazy.
So you're not paying interest on that money, but they want to get 10 times what they invest.
Versus 3.75%.
Exactly.
Right?
So this is a great way for you to keep control of your company and get a loan for a very small interest rate to help grow your business.
Yeah, and it's really easy to do. So on this one, you go to the SBA.org, right? And you can apply there. If you already applied for what was originally the Disaster Relief Fund, then you already have an account, and you just go and log into that account, and it's going to have there any kind of offering that they have. So I'll tell you what, it's super simple. When we logged in, we did claim one of the three. We haven't pulled the trigger on all three of the loans, because we're just going to take the one. We're going to be intentional with that money. We're going to be smart with the money. We're going to utilize it to grow our business and help with, any impact that it's had, COVID and the rioting and all this that, our country's going through this turmoil right now, and the impact it's had on our business. We're going to utilize that to this money to help, grow from that, right? And recover from that. But you just go there, you literally click the button. I think Troy had to put a little bit of information in, and then within like a week we were approved. Boom. I mean, how simple is that? Normally you're signing like 50,000 documents and showing this and that and all this stuff. And so it's really easy to go and get this loan right now and to be approved for it. So that's exciting.
Yep. So the homework this week is go out, research these loans.
Yep.
And see if they are a good fit for your company, and then determine what you could use it for based on the rules and regulations to grow your business or to help your business get back to where it was prior to these disasters.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Hope you had a great time with us today on SoTellUs Time. I know we did. Troy and I doing this podcast 3 times in a row. We are just super stoked. As you can tell, my eyes might have some bags around them. I might be a little bit tired, but we sure love getting with you guys every single week, sharing our knowledge, helping you guys grow your businesses. This is so much fun for us. We do this out of just giving back. This is the way that we like to share with everybody. So one thing that you could do to help us out would be to share our podcast with everybody. We have thousands and thousands of businesses that are listening to it every single month, downloading our new podcast every single week. And it's been great. And we're so excited. We also have it on YouTube. We put this up and we post the videos of it, and it's really fun. You can see us, and sometimes we're being wacky. Sometimes something crazy happens. A light falls down and shatters and almost lights on fire and carpet and this and that. It can be crazy. You never know what's going to happen. So check out the YouTube channel. It's really exciting. Search on YouTube, SoTellUs Time. Share the episodes, share the podcast with your friends and family that own businesses, and we would appreciate that. We love you. We love spending time with you, and we will see you guys on the next episode of SoTellUs Time.